Joker. How do you feel about that?
I'm so shocked.
I was.
Okay, it's a great movie.
I'm surprised, but also kind of not surprised.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised because I think it's sort of anti-establishment, the film. And so I was really surprised the Oscars hugged it.
Well, see, I'm not, I mean,
I
do think Joaquin is great in that. And
you know what I heard, though? This is what I heard the other day. He's an odd guy playing an odder guy, and so not surprising, but he's great.
He's good at doing that. I thought, like, in The Master, he did sort of a similar
and there were some great scenes in that I really appreciated.
I mean, I thought he really...
There was magic in that.
I thought his performance is great. And he's doing, if anything, he's doing the most acting, but he's doing it really well.
And I thought it had some good messages about mental health, that we need better care for people.
Right, yeah. And so,
gun control.
But like, seeing that, I wasn't surprised that it got a Best Picture, and I wasn't surprised about Joaquin. I'm a little surprised about Todd Phillips getting Best Director for it. And then I could understand it got a lot of like the technical awards, which it did have great music. It had great sound design and stuff like that. And I get it.
But again, Uncut Gems had a really good
But it also sort of fits into the other thing that Joker did is it made $1 billion.
Right.
So like it is an artistically made movie. Granted, I feel like it's fairly derivative of the of the Scorsese.
Sure.
I mean, and even with having Kings of Comedy, I mean, you have De Niro in it. Like, come on.
Right.
It is good. It's very good. So there is part of me where the Academy does like to. They want. The Academy Awards, the Oscars is a television show.
It is.
And they want eyeballs to watch the TV
right.
when it's on. So I'm not as surprised by that. What about, ones that I haven't seen? I'm going to see 1917. Ford versus Ferrari. Did you see that?
I did, and I didn't appreciate it in the moment, but I appreciate it after the fact.
Okay. Do you feel that it is worthy? Because I'm looking at these, and if there was any that I might have left out, it might have been that one. Not because it wasn't good, but just because it's like, meh.
I know. See, I love those guys, and I don't think the screenplay let them perform it enough. Like, for instance, the guy that Christian Bale plays, a real man, I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah.
He wasn't dirty enough. You know what I mean? Like, you're a driver, and yet they didn't let him suffer enough, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Or show him in this sort of... He wasn't in angst. It was all Matt Damon getting mad for him, and it was like, no, I want to see the driver getting mad. And Christian Bale can get mad in real life.
Right? Yeah.
Anyway, that was my...
Okay. Joker we talked about. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood we talked about. So Parasite I have not seen. That's
You're going to love it. I can almost guarantee
that's really high on my list. When I wanted to see it, I just never got around to seeing it.
I would compare it to Uncut Gems in a wild ride. It's a wild ride.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. The Irishman, we're going to talk about that. Little Women, obviously, we just talked about. Jojo Rabbit, have you seen that?
Yes.
Your take?
Again, in a moment, I didn't really appreciate it as much.
So how do you feel about that film director, Taika Waititi?
I didn't like him inserting himself in the film as often as he did as the Hitler character.
Right. Hitler? Who said anything about Hitler?
So it was too jarring to me. I like The Dictator, where it's subtle. The humor is subtle. This was like gala, and then it like tragic comedy, and I'm like, wait a minute, I can't.
Right.
It was hard for me.
I
saw it or you didn't?
I have not seen that yet. I love Taika Waititi, and I'm...
so he's done Okja? Is he the one? Or
that's
the Parasite guy.
He did, that's Bong Joon-ho, or Bong Ho-joo. Taika Waititi, he did, oddly, Thor Ragnarok, which is the best of the Marvel movies, if you ask me.
Okay.
But he also did What We Do in the Shadows, the one about vampires living in New Zealand.
Oh, I love that,
he was brought in, he sort of did the original draft of Moana, of the script for that. I
like the screenplay was good.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. It just, the way it played out was difficult.
Yeah, I want to see it because, I love good satire. There's something my mind, when you're having basically any sort of like goofy Hitler on the stage.
Right.
You know, like I kind of like touchstone things, but it doesn't seem like he's doing it like as just an agent provocateur. But my mind goes to the producers, which I think is like the funniest movie ever made, and the whole point of that is springtime for Hitler.
It does have similarities.
And Mel Brooks, I think it was either at the Spirit Awards or maybe the Directors Guild or the Screen Actors Guild one. He got up and he said, like, Mel Brooks made a point of saying he got up to do his like introduction for whatever, and he said, it's like, I want to take a moment, like, where's Taika Waititi? Like, and he found him and he was like, you made a great film, Jojo Rabbit. So it's like, if like the Godfather of totally inappropriate, brilliant comedy is like saying hats off, like,
it's one I should see again, because I saw it opening night, and sometimes opening night there's too much going on in the movie theater, and there were girls next to me going, "Oh!" every time the little boy came out, and that sort of.
You're kind of missing the point there too. It seems like.
So I should see it again in my own space maybe and try to work.
And then Marriage Story we talked about, which is, honestly though,
it's a great year for movies. Let's
face
it.
Really, this really is.
And I'm excited about the Independent Spirit Awards, which nominated much bigger range. Uncut Gems is in there. Honey Boy's in there. Some movies that were in my top 5 that were totally discounted.
Did that make it? Okay.
Yes. So hallelujah for Independent Spirit Awards.
Right.
And it's like a great year for movies. Even if it doesn't get an award, I felt beautiful watching these movies.
Right. Yeah.
And rewatching them.
Yeah. I really do.
When I can see a movie 3 times and just be like so happy.
Yeah. I'll have to say, like, the last couple of years have been. I haven't actually gotten out to see a lot of the best pictures because it's just it was not a great crop,
Right.
It's like,
or even last year. Roma was profound, but besides that,
no, exactly. Like, Green Book. I feel like that was
I liked it, but it felt Disney-ish.
But I don't know. Yeah, and it's just, I don't know. That felt like a bunch of. I don't know. I don't like anything that sort of has the sort of like magical Negro spirit guide. It's literally Driving Miss Daisy, except reversed. And Anywho, we're going off on a tangent.
All right. Well, thanks for talking, Zach.
Oh, my pleasure.
And you made me feel better about Little Women.
Oh,
I'm excited.
Yay! Yeah. Well, you made me feel worse. No.
I want to almost rewatch the end now. Because I think you're right. You could interpret that he's just teaching there. They didn't get married or whatever.
Right. Or maybe he is there and they are married, but that is totally in the context of the story that she has written.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, thanks again. And
my pleasure.
We'll talk again soon.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.